Now from the news team that's covering the Carolinas, this is Channel 9 Eyewitness News Saturday morning.
Straight ahead this morning, a drive-by shooting just outside Uptown left 3 people hit with gunfire.
That's why I don't be out here like that. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, no telling who done did what to somebody.
What police are doing right now to track down the shooter. Plus, new overnight, a passenger plane stolen at a major U.S. airport. The suspect's wild ride with a devastating ending. And a live look outside from our Speedway camp. Foggy out this morning. A cold front is here, but it has brought the chance of storms with it. Good morning. Thanks for being with us. I am Elsa Gillis, joined by meteorologist Jacqueline Shearer. And that cold front isn't so cold, but it will feel a little different.
A little bit different. Yeah, our humidity is a little bit lower. Our temperatures slightly lower in the upper 80s, which is a little bit different than the low 90s, at least mentally. But the showers are also coming with those storms. Right now we are clear on Doppler 9. We were seeing some storms last night, particularly in northern Charlotte, but now nice and clear out there this morning. The showers will return this afternoon though. About a 30% chance you'll see a shower, maybe even a storm bringing heavy rain as well as that thunder and lightning. And we can pretty much copy and paste today over the next few days because we're not seeing much of a difference until about Tuesday.
Okay, which is typical for this time of year.
Right.
All right, thanks, Jacqueline. Breaking overnight in University City, an 18-year-old riding his bike has died in a crash. Police say McCase Maddox was riding on Old Concord Road just after 1 this morning against the flow of traffic. A car traveling in the opposite lane hit Maddox. Police say he was not wearing a helmet. CMPD is still working to figure out if speed and impairment were factors. This morning, a shooter is still on the loose after opening fire at several people outside a business. Channel 9 brought you this breaking news live from the scene last night. This is on West Boulevard, just outside Uptown. Witnesses say someone drove up and just started shooting. Bullets hit 3 people, a store, and a car. Police tell us it's amazing more people were not hurt. We spoke to one woman on scene who says her nephew was one of the people shot.
Let this be a lesson to you. Yeah, let it be a lesson, because the next time it could be worse.
All 3 victims are expected to be okay. Police tell us they're pulling surveillance footage from nearby stores, hoping to spot the suspect and the car on video. And this morning, we're working to get more information on another shooting just 2 miles away. It happened just after 9:30 last night on Effingham Road. That's just off Tuckasegee Road. The victim was shot 1 time and has life-threatening injuries. All new this morning. Take a look at this fiery and devastating scene behind me. Flames lit the night sky in Washington state. A passenger plane crashed onto an island after authorities say an airline employee stole the plane from the Seattle airport. Many people saw the plane doing daring stunts and started filming. You can see it flying upside down, then later flying very close to the ground. This lasted for nearly an hour. Police say a Horizon Airlines mechanic stole one of the airline's turboprop planes while no one was on board. Authorities scrambled fighter jets to intercept the plane. Moments later, they were side by side with the plane, trying to get it to land safely. Instead, the pilot nosedived and crashed. Officials describe the mechanic as suicidal. A major story Channel 9 will be following this weekend. It marks the 1-year anniversary of the deadly rally in Charlottesville. Virginia's governor has declared a state of emergency ahead of Sunday's anniversary. Last year, 1 woman died and several others were hurt as people counter-protested a white nationalist rally. There are massive protests expected again this weekend, both in Charlottesville and Washington, D.C. Police in the capital are busy preparing for the Unite the Right Rally 2. It's being organized by the same people behind last year's Charlottesville rally. They invited former KKK leader David Duke. Police say their main goal for the weekend is to keep those participants and counter-protesters apart. Attorneys are speaking out in the case of a Charlotte business owner charged with killing a burglar. Alan Corder is out of jail on bond. His attorney, George Lauren, appeared in court on Corder's behalf yesterday. The attorney for the family of the victim, Justin Anderson, says Anderson was shot twice. 1 bullet grazed the left side of his face. The other hit him in the upper right part of his back.
Justin was unarmed. The evidence shows that he was running away. There's no evidence that I'm aware of that there was a confrontation between these two of any type. In that moment, shooting is not self-defense.
Lauren says he takes strong issue with Bamberg's comments and says Corder had to defend himself. The civil court case involving former NASCAR driver Greg Biffle is now in the hands of a jury. Biffle's ex-wife Nicole and her mother claim he hid cameras in their home and showed the recordings to other people. Sources tell Channel 9 the prosecutors are asking for $5.6 million for Nicole and $3.4 million for her mother. Closing arguments wrapped up late yesterday afternoon. Deliberations will start on Monday. New this morning, a Montgomery County woman's daily walk turned deadly when two pit bulls attacked her. The sheriff says the attack happened Thursday. The woman's husband reported her missing when she did not return from her walk. Authorities found her dead several hours later on the side of the road. They also found the two dogs believed to be responsible and quarantined them. Officials say a teenage girl shot and killed a man who was choking and threatening to kill her mother. Yesterday, the district attorney ruled that teen will not be charged in Wednesday's deadly shooting in Rutherford County. Detectives say Stephen Kelly was attacking his girlfriend and threatening to kill her and her 3 children who were all in the house. The woman's 12-year-old son got a gun and her 15-year-old daughter took it and shot Kelly twice in the chest. Investigators say Kelly had threatened the woman several times before and had domestic violence protection orders against him from 2 other women. Rising prices, strong demand, and fewer homes in Charlotte. Right now, buyers are forced to act quickly to scoop up homes before someone else does. The Charlotte Regional Realtor Association told Channel 9 sales are down nearly 3% from last July, but average sales have increased 5%. The group says the limited homes and strong demand are causing prices to go up. This comes as Charlotte is dealing with an affordable housing crisis. The city has put a $50 million affordable housing referendum on the November ballot, but it's not clear exactly how that money will be used. The city could also dedicate 15% of its housing trust fund. Some residents in Matthews worry a dense downtown development could threaten the town's charm. The new proposal calls for 13 homes at the entrance of the Greenway off Trade Street in historic downtown. Channel 9 investigated if campaign contributions helped the developer buy out the commissioners who will vote on the project next week.
How will that process be fair if you and 3 of the other commissioners accepted money in the last election from the developer, Gary Smith?
Well, I think that, we get money from developers because they want to have a seat at the table.
Mayor Bailey tells Channel 9 he poured $15,000 of his own money into his campaign, so he won't be swayed by $500. He says Monday's vote will be fair. Home builders are now suing your county over new impact fees in Fort Mill. Channel 9 has told you home builders are getting hit with an $18,000 impact fee for new homes and a $12,000 fee for new apartments. York County Councilman Michael Johnson has now posted this lawsuit on Facebook. He says Home Builders Association of South Carolina, Sony Construction, and Shea Homes are all suing the county. Johnson didn't elaborate on the lawsuit, but said the county will defend its actions. Now, Fort Mill is not alone in charging an impact fee to help handle growth. York County is considering adding one to unincorporated parts of the county. TK plans to vote soon on adding a fee, and Lancaster County is studying fees for Indian land. The state is demanding action from a steel processing plant after Channel 9 exposed dust-covered cars and damaged property at neighboring businesses. The Department of Environmental Quality launched an investigation at Galvan Industries in Harrisburg as a result of our reporting. Neighbors have been calling Channel 9 for more than a decade, complaining about orange dust etching their cars and coating their businesses.
They just need to spend some extra money and be sure that they're keeping up with the environment.
The state found Galvan Industries is violating a condition of its air emissions permit. Galvan Industries has until the end of the month to respond to the state. They've not responded to our request for comment. After a string of deadly attacks on North Carolina prison guards, the state is unveiling new, stiffer penalties for inmates who assault staff. Inmates can now be put in solitary confinement for at least a year. They can also have visitation privileges taken away for 1 to 2 years. Offenders could also lose work and good behavior credits, leading to them serving more time in prison. The director of public safety, Kenneth Lassiter, sent Channel 9 a statement saying, "We must reinforce zero tolerance against an offender assaulting our staff and let everyone know there will be consequences." The changes come after a year where 5 North Carolina prison workers were killed. 4 of them were killed during an attempted escape at Pasquotank Correctional in Elizabeth City. Another was killed at Bertie County's prison. A prison reform advisory board has also been rolling out changes, including better training, deputy patrols along fences, and changing inmate work assignments. It'll be 2 weeks before we know if 904 criminal indictments in York County will be thrown out. Yesterday, a judge heard from defense lawyers claiming the grand jury didn't give due process. All those cases were heard in a little more than 10 hours. Prosecutors countered by saying probable cause for cases like DUI or shoplifting can be determined in less than a minute. A blatant warning plastered in Uptown and all over social media. Charlotte is in the midst of a hepatitis A outbreak. The warnings are hard to miss, and county health officials say that's the point. There have been 13 confirmed cases since June. The most recent case diagnosed just this week. The county health director says they're trying to get ahead of what they've seen in other parts of the country.
The problem is there have been huge outbreaks across the country, and what we're trying to do is prevent those from happening here.
We first told you in early June of 5 confirmed cases. In late June, a Hardee's worker was diagnosed with the virus, and there was a push to vaccinate thousands who ate at his Hardee's store. School is 2.5 weeks away, so today the Iredell County Health Department is teaming up with the school district to make sure kids are ready. The two will hold an immunization clinic so students can get their required shots. It runs from 10 in the morning to 3 in the afternoon at the clinic on Turnersburg Highway. Also today, the district is holding its Back to School Bash, which gives kids free backpacks, school supplies, and shoes. It runs from 9 to 1 at Statesville High School. The time now is 7:11. A live look through our Charlotte cam, but you can't really see much at all. It's so foggy, so many clouds out there this morning. Meteorologist Jacqueline Shearer has an update on your forecast from Severe Weather Center 9.
Yeah, definitely some fog out there this morning. We are seeing some clouds, but good news is they're not storm clouds. That fog will clear up about 9 a.m. and then we start turning our eyes towards these storms that arrive in the evening. About a 30% chance that you could see a shower or storm today. Some heavy rain possible, as well as some frequent thunder and lightning. You want to keep that in mind. Those are the main risks. And you can copy today and paste it on tomorrow and the next day. I'll tell you when this system moves out, and we'll be tracking the forecast for South End as well as Dilworth coming up in just a few minutes.
Parents on edge just 2 weeks before the start of school. All new at 7:45, the critical help they say their school district is denying their children. An online sale leads to a frightening crime. At 7:30, why the victim says she thought she was safe from harm. And a teacher caught on camera assaulting a student. Next, the now fired teacher explains why he says this was justified.